Good evening, everyone, and welcome today, day 777. We have a special update for you, and it's going to be really interesting for all of you. First of all, we're here tonight not really to update you on what is happening on the front lines and the news. Last night, Johnny and I were rolling that update for an hour and a half, and then I was on with Andrew Mercado. We were talking about the front lines. That information pretty much has not changed. But today is a special day because we're going to be updating you guys on the status of our Snatch project. Patch of the night right here is Ukrainian Trident. There we go. And we want to thank you all for being here. So I know many of you are invested in this project, not just the armored vehicles, but also you are invested in other things such as tourniquets, radios, antennas. You're invested in the stories of our co-laborers there, whether it's Zhenya or Fish, Pete, others. But it's going to be really good. So thank you. Let me get a couple of these out of the way. Mary Swanson reporting from NFLD. Either NFL Dallas, but I think it's Newfoundland. Mary Swanson in Newfoundland. Is there a flag raffle today? The answer to that is no. The flag raffle, it will be on Friday. And if you guys are here tonight or watching this later on demand, every Friday I'm going to be raffling a battle flag signed by Fish and others, artwork of Taras Shevchenko. These flags are signed right from the Zero battle line, and we will we sell the raffle tickets for $10, and during the Friday live stream, and of course I'll make that one a little bit longer, maybe a couple of hours, give people time to buy a raffle ticket. You can do it through a couple of platforms. We throw your names in the spinning wheel, and then whoever's name wins it, the flags go in the mail. So thank you. Viper UA. At the rate Russia's flooding, we should start calling it Atlantis. Yes, that's true. Desade, do not forget to leave a dang comment. It helps the algorithm. It's like leaving an offering to the YouTube gods. Thank you, Desade. Andrea Schof. We are about doing whatever we can to help our Ukrainian family. That is the truth. So thank you. All right, guys, we're going to jump to it right now and welcome in Prof. Gerdes. Welcome to you, my friend. Wait a second. There you go.
Glad to be here again.
Yes, thank you. We are also in just a few minutes. So tonight's stream is not going to be an hour. It's not going to be an hour and a half. It's going to be about 40 minutes. And we are here to talk about the project. We're here to give you an update on the armored vehicles. We're actually going to bring in a third guest, Pastor Kent, from our church here, our nonprofit. And I'll let him tell the story. Today, we took a virtual tour of the Snatches. We were there with the owner of the company virtually on a phone video call. And I'll let him talk all about that in just a few minutes. But before we get started, people are asking, what about Pete? What about Pete? Canadian military vet. You should also have a weekly auction with a flag for the people that don't win. Actually, that's a really good idea. You guys know I'm slow to move on things in regard to this. I always want to make sure that we have our T's crossed and our I's dotted and do it in a way that's professional, looks good, and I think that's a great idea, to be honest. So we will look at adding that. Many people have been asking about Pete. Yeah.
While you're at it, I want to throw another idea in the ring. I don't think this is going to be too hard, but I might not be able to join you on Fridays. But technologically, if you could have this stream through my channel as well, through the fundraiser, my channel would be watching you do the fundraiser and could, right? Because I mean, cooperate to graduate. That's what we're all about here.
Correct.
Can we set that up?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll
I'm
co-stream
trying to
simultaneously.
understand right now why I'm not pushing your channel. So we have to fix it. So you'll need to, let me show you this, Prof. Right here. You see that red thing right there?
No.
Well, it's red. It's your channel. It's red. It's your channel, and I'm hot on your channel, but I'm not seeing it. So we can fix it easily. We'll fix it.
Okay. So let's try to do that. And you can even say, even if I can't show up,
okay,
I asked you, please stream it through there so people can see it in a more and more of an audience. The bigger, the better, the more the merrier.
That is so generous of you, Professor Gerdes. Thank you. And we will do that. I learned a lot from Rick about how to do this, and then I'm adding my own little tweaks to it, and we're going to be good to go. So that's awesome. We'll work on that tomorrow. I want to start with Pete. People are asking me, Greg, have you heard from Pete? Yes, I've heard from Pete. Pete's having, he's in war. Let's leave it at that. But Pete is okay. Yeah. But new video Pete released went viral again. And I want to share it with you tonight. It lays the groundwork for our update on the snatches tonight. Here's Pete.
If you are neutral in the face of injustice, then you have chosen the side of the oppressor. If you are neutral in the face of injustice, then you have chosen the side of the oppressor. If you are neutral in the face of injustice, then you have chosen the side of the oppressor. My friends, firefighters were killed in Kharkiv a couple of days ago because of your neutrality. I'm referring to the West's neutrality. Neutrality. How many more people in Ukraine have to die? How many more? Do you want us to be completely written off the map before you will step in? All we've asked for is artillery and a few airplanes. The rest we will do ourselves. If you are neutral in the face of injustice, then you have chosen the side of the oppressor. I hope you will sleep well tonight. These 4 firefighters they will never wake up again. Their families will never be the same again because of your neutrality and your neutrality in the face of injustice and oppression. Thank you.
Thoughts
on that, Prof?
Yeah, my last video was talking about being kind to others, and it was looking at Cameron and background between him and Trump and that sort of thing. And so my message was be kind unless you, leave it, reserve it for Putin. But if the enforcer mocks this one, I'm going to lose my crap.
Okay, if this one is mocked.
Yeah,
No, just listen. If this one is mocked, the Ukrainian boys will get involved and it's over. That's between you and I. All right.
I'm
telling you. We'll see. Coming in from Y at no more fence sitters. Pick a side before one is chosen for you. Very nice comment. Now, before we get to Pastor Kent and the financial update, the Snatch update, I want to ask you a few questions because we have you and you are in your office. You have a tie on. You have to be smart a little bit. Political outlook USA currently with what's going on, the aid for Ukraine, Mike Johnson, MTG, Trump, Biden. We don't need a full discourse, just a general Professor Gerdes summary at 5:11 Eastern on Wednesday night.
It seems like the appeasers are well outnumbering those who actually, like he was just talking about neutrality. You can't be neutral, right? Because if neutral is actually supporting the other side. I pointed that out. I just cut the video for my 3 big stories, and that was the very last thing I was ending with, was somebody tweeting about something very, very similar. It's not out yet. It'll be out in just a little bit after this.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see, like, Schultz essentially saying, well, we can't give you tourists because that's all that we have, when he's saying a different message to Zelensky and than he is to the German public. You see Lloyd Austin talking about how, well, you really shouldn't be going after the oil. Okay, give us something else that we can go after and really hit and affect. So if you can, right? And even it was Tom Cotton who was the one that was saying, so you don't want gas prices to go up for Biden? No, I see there's a connection. The political stuff, it's all around. It's not, it is Republicans, but it's also Biden who's soft pedaling on, I don't want to upset them. I don't want to cross a red line. It just seems like it's everywhere. And it's mind numbing. People are dying. This is important. And we're just like, where are the men with spines?
I personally would say it's everybody right now, to be quite honest.
It seems that way.
Yesterday we trickle out the news, $138 million for Hawk Systems, but people do not understand. I've seen the Hawk Systems there. I've been right beside them. That was not for more supply, guys. That was to repair them, to service them. That is not, and people will look at it and go, hey, we did something. No, you really didn't do anything other than make people say, hey, we did something. So It's all a game. Unfortunately, the fault is at everybody's doorstep right now. And all we can do is do what we do. Now, was I confused that on April the 9th, yesterday, at the minimum, Congress was to begin discussing Ukrainian aid? Was that the word given a week ago?
They could have.
Okay.
They could have opened it up at that point. Marjorie Taylor Greene then came out with a 5-page, I don't know, like manifesto or rant or something. I'm not sure exactly what it was, condemning Speaker Johnson for what he's going to do but hasn't done yet, and how he's siding with the Democrats. This isn't a Democrat or Republican issue. This is like, where are your values? Your foreign policy shouldn't be determined exclusively by the letter beside your name, right? I mean, it should be a matter of, is it a democratic country being invaded by an authoritarian regime? And do we have a reason that we should, right? Our national interests, not party interests. And Marjorie Taylor, like the House Intel committee chair, was calling her Moscow Marge. And there's something to that. I think, there's really this siding on the side of Russia, putting your finger on that side of the scale. And wow, it's maddening to watch. And if you're on the left side of the spectrum and you're, punching at the Republicans for this, just imagine if you're a Republican seeing this going, what is wrong with my own party?
Thank you.
At any rate.
Well, that brings me to this. Blonde Bombsheller, I love you, Pete. Layan, Gracie, and Alex, love you, Pete. That's 3 kids there in New Jersey that support all of our efforts very heavily. And a very wonderful family there. Linda S., this is Australia. I say to Congress, if you can't help a country who is attempting to embrace democracy, then you can't be trusted to help anyone. I think that's fair. Desaid is an American veteran. I am very thankful for him. Professor Gerdes, he's been with me pretty much since the beginning when I had nobody watching, and I respect him. He's an American vet. He is a Democrat. And he says, remember, folks, there are 2 political parties in the U.S. Each side has chosen their candidate. If you don't like the candidate, change parties. Right now, Republicans want Russia. The last statement there is a blanket statement, Desaid. Yeah. The Republicans. So your statement is all Republicans want Russia. And that's just not true. The reality is the Republicans that are running around DC, and the expert is right there. It's not my Republican. I promise you that.
Yeah.
And I will say this, I'm not a doom and gloomer, and I definitely do not want my YouTube channel taken off the air because some AI bot caught what I'm getting ready to say. So I will say it this way. I'm not sure the way things look right now on April the 10th is how it will look in November.
Yeah, it might not. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen. I mean, I would hope that both parties would throw out their candidates and start afresh. But
I would
hey,
agree.
that's just me. But no, there's a lot that could happen. It might not happen, but I mean, there's a schism within the party. There's a civil war within the party between and those Republicans who have started cozying up to Trump thinks he's inevitable, and I use that term with the Avengers in mind. Uh, and they really do think that that's the case, and so they're just trying to get on what they perceive as a winning train. I don't know that it is, and my principles dictate that I do not get on that train. So I mean,
Will
it
you
is
get
what
on?
it is.
Will you get on my train?
What's that?
I couldn't help it.
No, I've been
there.
spending time running rails.
You've done awesome. Thank you for that. We're the Hope Train, and we just put our differences aside and we fight for what's right, and we let time tell. So many comments coming in here, and I want to get to Pastor Kent and stay on time with your schedule and mine. Connie Frank, somebody was in the chat a moment ago and said, okay, please, can we have any good news today? I came to the Hope Train for some good news. You're getting ready to have amazing news. Okay. Connie Frank, I called my congressman and Johnson's office, always voicemail again on Tuesday, that and keep on donating. Sure hope I'm making a difference. Yes, Connie, thank you for that.
Keep pestering them. How can it hurt? Keep
Correct.
at it.
Alan, I said it wouldn't have come to the oil attacks if Ukraine had what it needed in the first place. If they had already been supplied.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Mark Snyder, Hawk is old. It can be effective against the lesser stuff, but it's not the answer to Ukraine's air defense needs. That's 1,000,000% correct. I've been right beside the Hawk systems, and yes, they look really cool and really futuristic, but they're very old. Russia can smash them easily. Johnson already planning vacation again. 4 work days a week. I'm just putting some pokes up here. The mods are sending me these comments. People want to vent a little bit. Congress become the cushiest job in America. 4-day weekends, 2-week breaks every week. Disgraceful. Andre, I like the people like our Hope Train.
Okay, I got to stop for a second.
Go.
I have to in with academic intellectual integrity say defend Congress, which is an unenviable task since they have like single digit approval rating. So 4-day week and all these breaks, they're not like going to Hawaii. They're going back to their districts and hearing from their constituents. And that's a healthy process to be hearing that, to go back and then actually hear from their own constituents of what their constituents want them to do. It looks terrible. And the terrible thing about it is they're not getting the legislation through that they need to be getting through in the meantime. And that's why we're hot and bothered about it. But that's not abnormal. It's part of the normal process.
All right.
Don't send me hate mail over that.
No,
Just
it's
the
a
way
lot
the
of good
system works.
comments. And it's a lot, and I won't take time to put them all up there. But guys, thank you for all of your comments. We understand it all, like a no vote, what that means, or voting for this. We understand all that, but it's only April the 10th. Everybody be patient. Everybody be patient. There's no telling what the landscape's going to look like come November. We'll see there. This is a question for you, Prof. Gerdes. If MTG has the power to unseat the House Speaker, does Speaker Johnson have any power to remove MTG from the House?
Yes, but she has to do something materially to get herself evicted, or that's not the right term, cast out of the House. That happened to a Republican congressman not too long ago, Santos from New York. But I don't know that she's done anything worthy of being ejected. She loves the camera. Like she shouldn't she shouldn't be in front of a camera because she loves it too much. Look at her feed. I mean, it's constant on that camera. And she just keeps doing everything she can to be the story. Yeah, it's not a good look.
No, it's
Let
not.
alone policy being bad. It's not a good look what she's doing.
We shall see. All right, guys, let's get to some good news tonight. Are you ready? Today, our bookkeeper, administrator, and I blurred everything out. John Blank sent you $300, April the 10th, 2024. Note from John, aid to Ukraine, $10 from a Congolese guy, and about $16.60 from Tanzanian workers. The rest was from me. Please color in those countries on the map. Thank you. Now, this is what I want to show you guys right now. If you go to my website, I've worked for the last 3 days to make this with public access. This is where you meet our team, everybody that makes all this stuff happen. And if we go back and we go, that's where you contact, send a message. They work. It just takes me time to reply. So many are coming. But I built this and I'm proud of it. You come down, Operation Color the Map. Guys, every one of you now watching this, whether you're on a computer or phone, tablet, you can go to my website, the link's in the description, scroll down to Operation Color the Map, click it, and it will bring you to this, global donations. Expand it, and guys, colored in are the 48 nations that have donated to this project. Not just the snatches, but our aid. Canada, US, Greenland, Mexico, Belize, Honduras, Costa Rica, Colombia, Chile, and Argentina, South Africa, today, Tanzania and Republic of the Congo, Nigeria, Senegal. I'll go this way first. India, China, Bangladesh. This is a part of India. Malaysia, which stretches across here. Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Philippines, Japan, Russia. We've had 3 donations from Russia. We come into Europe, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, the complete UK, Amsterdam, Netherlands, Belgium. I said Germany, I think. Czech, Austria, Switzerland, France, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Croatia, Romania, Moldova, Ukraine. I put in their flag colors. So we're only missing a couple here in Central Europe, Luxembourg and Liechtenstein. So you then, I think I've covered them all. So it's 48 nations, and this now is available for public access on my website. You can go and click it, and here's what I'm going to say. I've come to the point now, if you would like to make a donation toward the snatches or towards the work we're doing, just like this guy did on the PayPal donation or the Buy Me a Coffee or our regular platform, just say, for Algeria, I want to see it colored. And because we've been doing this 3 months now, and I think it's time to get this map colored in and a way to feel. I will color your nation. Maybe you have a family member there. Maybe you've always loved that place, never been able to visit, something of that nature that would connect you to that place. So if you are donating, consider adopting a nation and to know which one to choose, there's tons. All of these nations, especially if you get into the islands. And I will say, yes, St. Kitts has donated too. So there you go, guys. That is that. And I thank you. Now, with there and that said, I do not want to show the next graphic. Actually, I will. No, I won't. Here we go. Everybody welcome Pastor Kent. What's going on?
Good afternoon. Well, just hanging out with you guys today. Hello, Dr. Gerdes and Greg Terry.
Dr. Gerdes, waxing eloquent. So, PK, if you would, maybe a lot of people in here tonight watching and supporting, would you please, I'm turning it over to you now. You are the CEO of our nonprofit, and we have a full admin team, and we're getting to numbers now that maybe if you would just give a snapshot of how we monitor things and the security layers that we have in place, and give everybody an update on our tour today and what we did and where we're at.
Be glad to do that. First of all, just thank you to everyone who's been a part of jumping on board and supporting what we're doing through the Greg Terry experience and the ministry here and the partnerships around the world. Dr. Gerdes, thank you to you as well, and all the other partners that you have developed on the YouTube stream. It's been really, quite frankly, remarkable what we've seen happen since the war began. And I know our church and church family and extended church family, that first full year, very much supported Ukraine. We have a long-term relationship there. But really, what's happened since December, when you guys kind of put your heads together and began to collaborate how we could maybe expand the involvement of others around the world who have a heart to help, it has been absolutely remarkable what has happened through your generosity. We have, as you know, we have several platforms by which resources find their way to us. And we do have an admin team that works desperately to make sure that everything is monitored. We've actually set up some internal structure that we're actually separating anything that comes in through our online giving platforms, whether it be PayPal and or our streaming platform, and even through the mail. Those funds are going direct now into a account that we have set up that is strategically just for our support to Ukraine. It allows us to access those funds and get them where they need to be in a very timely manner. The recent project for the Snatches began with just a desire from some of our viewers to really see how we could maybe support Pete and the medics on the front line. And phone call came in here a little over a month ago on a Friday afternoon, and one of our viewers just said, "Hey, I've located a company in the UK, and they have vehicles. I'd like to be a part of helping." That's kind of how we launched this. I forwarded that information on to Greg, to you and Zhenya when you were there in Ukraine, and from there it's just become quite the project. I will tell you right now, on a roughly $250,000 project as of today, we made a couple deposits today, and we have, for this specific project alone, we've taken in $243,000, actually just over the $243,000 mark. We had an additional $6,500 come in for body armor and $5,000 for batteries. So just in this last few weeks, we've hit $254,500.
Prof.
Every time that I see this, like I knew that one of those things was coming because you sent me something to show me what had come in, a bigger ticket, something. I inaudibly chuckle to myself, like I can't, like how did that happen? Like we never thought that was going to pick up like it did back at Christmas. We're just like, let's see what we can gather, and it's just remarkable what you all are doing, and you're doing a lot of good. And I don't know how we will calculate how many lives have been saved in this project.
I would like to make an alert announcement right here. We are hiring a staff position for our church, and I think this is our first applicant here. His YouTube name is Minister for the Recovery of Stolen Toilets. So maybe we can find a job for him. I couldn't help it. All right. Yeah, wowzers. And I did see Mina Vuk. Your comment there. Yes, I'm sorry. Taiwan is colored in. And let me show you guys right quick. It's right here. Taiwan. So everything is good. We want to thank all of you guys. So honestly, we were 208-ish, and then it jumped to like 210, and then a few days ago it went to 214, and then some larger donations. And I kept telling all you guys, just wait. And that puts us at 243 today. And an additional 5,000 came in for 100 of the batteries to be purchased. Mm-hmm. So we're talking pretty significant. Last two things for Pastor Kent. Number one, how about the virtual tour today of Tanks a Lot?
Yeah, we've been working with them for about 4 weeks, just kind of working on the details of purchase of the vehicles, been talking with their staff as well as the staff of those who will handle the export and the shipping for us. But I reached out to Vanessa last night and asked simply for an opportunity to do a view with her today and do a walk around the yard. And at 10:30 our time, 3:30 their time, we took a walk around with Nick, the owner of Tanks a Lot. He was able to show us acres, literally acres of equipment that they have available. But of course, specifically, we were interested in the Snatch Land Rovers, and he was able to really show us firsthand the vehicles that we have access to. And so we're excited about that. They're very much willing to work with us. They have a lot of experience shipping throughout Europe, and even especially since the start of the war into Ukraine. So we feel 100% confident that we're going to be able to pull this off in a very timely manner. And Mike will be handling the export license for us and the shipping. And very experienced, very pleased with the quality of the vehicles that he has. And he's assured us that when it comes time to ship, that he's going to take an opportunity to pick out the best 4 available for us to put them on the front lines there for us in Ukraine. So very grateful for the partnerships of our listeners, our audience, but also the way that things have come together with the company there, Tanks a Lot in the UK, and Mike Lynch.
Yeah, and really the export is very important because it's not easy when you start moving to Saya. Thank for those 5 coffees. It's not easy when you start dealing with armored vehicles. This is not a $5,000 Nissan Navara or a $10,000 Ford pickup. These are armored, and we're talking, we were on the virtual tour today. They're under a different regulation. On our Ukrainian side, we're ready to go. American side, we're ready to go. And I believe, mistake me if I'm not, or correct me if I'm mistaken, the deposit's done, yes?
Yeah, it's done. That was going to be my next statement. We were able to complete that wire transfer directly to them this afternoon. I did follow that up with an email to both Mike and Vanessa to let them know that tomorrow morning when they come into the office, that money should be sitting in their bank account, which will naturally trigger the next step, which is the export license and the process to really get these vehicles on the road as soon as we can.
Well, guys, I don't think we could give you any better news than that today. Something we've been shooting for is so close. I need to go to a 2-cam view for this. Hang on one second. Not that one. 2-cam, this one, and do this. So basically, there you have it. 4 armored Medivacs. That's what they are going to look like. $260,000 is the goal. We're at 243. We have 93.46% of the project done, and we are standing with Ukraine. I did see the donation come in saying color in Luxembourg, and we'll close out this way today. Here is Luxembourg. I have just colored it in pink or reddish, and now Luxembourg is colored in. So you guys can go on my website and go there and have fun with the map, and we'll get her done.
Can you put the thermometer back up?
Yes, be happy to. 1 second. Go.
It's not correct. You say it's 93.46% of the goal. The goal was 200,000, so you're at 120% and change of the goal. You broke the thermometer.
Don't you have to go somewhere?
Yeah, I got to go to class soon, but I'm just saying you broke the thermometer. We blew right past the 200,000 that it was supposed to be. Sorry, this is a nerdy academic habit to look at stuff like that.
Okay, you know what? This is why you and Pastor Kent would be and will be and continue to grow a friendship. We'll be good friends. Yes, our goal was 200,000. That is smashed, but I had to smash it when I got down to the Robotny guys, and they look at you and go, "We're literally having to leave soldiers laying, and they're dying on the battlefield. If we had an armored vehicle, we could save lives." It was done. We're buying 4. Goal went to 260. And, you know, we pushed that out there, and the response was amazing. It wasn't people kicking back going, well, let's get the 3 done. And I think that comes through, our transparency. We're always here almost every day. B, I was just 3 months on the front lines dropping all the aid, and people have found a place that they can trust. Pastor Kent, I'll throw it to you and then to Dr. Gerdes, and we'll roll out. This is the update tonight, guys. It's just, you need to smile tonight, this morning, this afternoon, tomorrow, wherever you're at in the world. This is a good day. We're $17,000 from accomplishing the goal. And yes, once that is done, we move on to other projects. Nothing stops. Okay. The world doesn't stop. We continue with the next needs and do the best we can as a global community. Pastor Kent, my question to you to close out would be, what are some of the kind comments that you've received from people around the world in regard to our efforts? Because a lot of people helping are not church people. They're not God people. And that's okay, but they're learning, hey, I can trust these guys, and it's been a wonderful partnership with people of the world. So how does that make you feel, and what are just some comments that have come across your desk?
Well, Greg, yeah, I think that the most common comment to us has been through email and things of that nature when the gifts have come in. It's just how excited they are to see someone, and particularly in our case, a church family who has a heart to help others. And when we see the suffering of others, that we're not just turning away from that we're making an effort to do something. We've had many comments that have come in that people from around the country and literally in other places around the world that, they're from another state, they're from another country. But to see this has been very encouraging for them, to see how the body of Christ, the church specifically, is responding to this need. So they've been extremely positive and encouraging. Some have admitted, that I'm not a church person, but when I see the church responding like that, it brings me hope. And that's part of what we feel like we're called to do. To see the needs of others and make a response to that. And this is an effort to reach out and love people who are hurting on the front lines, the families, the communities. And I'm sure you've talked about this, Greg, but we've opened our doors up. We have families right now here in this community that we've opened our doors up to who are from Ukraine and who just really can't return home to their back to their home right now. So our community has done that. It's not just been Bethel. It's been people stopping in, driving down the street, walking in the door that don't attend church here, but make a contribution because they know that right now there's someone here in the community that is making a direct effort to make a difference in Ukraine.
Awesome. Thank you. The Sade said, and we'll throw it to Professor Gerdes, takes everyone to run the world, break out of your bubble, meet people with different views. You might find things you do agree on, such as support for Ukraine. Wonderful comment. Steffi, I am an atheist, but I still know what's right and what's wrong. It's just Papa Dutch with that 10. We've really put your church to work, Greg. They may need a raise. Aaron, imagine Christians actually acting like Christ. This is amazing. And then Don Gentilini said in here, PK, you have to be proud of your church and the way people are doing things. So, Professor Gerdes, to you to close out, and this will be the update for today. It's a good news update. Tomorrow night, I'll be here with a full Ukraine update, and then Friday night, Flag Raffle Friday.
Yeah, and so remember, let's get that technologically worked out where you can stream through me as well.
Yes.
Whether I can be there or not is I want that people in my audience to know what's going on with that as well. So yeah, I mean, this is, I say to my students all the time, cooperate to graduate, right? Like you're working on a team project, you got to work on a team project. This is a team project. We're all like, there should be no ego about my channel or your channel or somebody else's channel. That's not it. We're all here to support Ukraine. And to whatever degree we can play together to work toward that as a team beats it takes a team to beat a team, right? You can't individually, you don't beat a team. And there's a vast amount of opposition on the other side. We need to work together. So thank you for that. Thank you to everyone in the audience who is listening to this, who has donated, who cares, who informs themselves, all those kind of things. I end my program almost every time by saying thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine. But you end it by saying Slava Ukraini.
And Gerem Slava, and we're going to do that. Let me do this. RF from USA, the $10 super. Linda H, 5 gifted memberships. Leslie B, upgraded to conductor. Linda, Australia, 5 gifted memberships. Papa Dutch, anything for Pete. We'll get it to Pete, I promise you. Lindsay Rogers, we are still here. The 20 quid. Papa Dutch. It is my considered lifetime opinion. All of the earth is a church and a school. The philosopher rolling. So thank you guys. We appreciate all of you. We'll see you tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Eastern, with a full Ukraine update. Now we will do it for real. You do your bit. We've got 3 people tonight. You do your bit. I'm going to do Slava Ukraini, and we'll let Pastor Kent do Heroem Slava.
Yeah. So thank you for being the kind of people that care about Ukraine.
Slava Ukraini.
Gerem Slava.
Perfect.
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!